Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. We're here for another war video. We're up against ASR. I've got a chip on my shoulder, died in my first war with Newn, and today's all about sticking to the game plan. We're going to jump straight in to this Maw fight on ebb and flow knockdown and right back at it. So I have the pre-fight on so that I keep my damage up even when he's knocked down. Start off pretty strong here, get some parries. Just getting our temperature up and applying those Nova Flames. And now here I just want to back off. I make a mistake there that almost gets punished. So sketchy start. I wasn't paying attention to the timer for ebb and flow knockdown. So I want to push him to SP2 here just because I can take it on the block and he won't nullify anything on me or put a degen on me with the SP1. Just take it all on the block, play as safe as possible. Here, another mistake, I hesitate and take a combo. That's why I had the indestructible boost on though, so we don't take too much damage off it. Now I just want to get a parry and knock him down, so I'm in the corner here a little bit. I re-parry, knock him down, and finish him off with the SP3. So at this point, I had to set my phone down and just take a couple minutes of break, because you'll see there I made several mistakes and I just wanted to be cleaner throughout the rest of this war, and I had some dicey fights coming up, so I just wanted to make sure that I got into the right mind space. So here we go, we're ready to go for pretty much all of our fights. We're going to do them all on this set of boosts. We've got 4 more fights and a mini-boss, so we go in here against this Kraven. The game plan: power start 1 with Apocalypse, power back boosts, just nuke him down as fast as possible. Try to bait SP2 if we need to bait a special. I don't want to deal with his trap mechanic at all. And just bear in mind that he's going to make your parries shorter every time that you parry him. So just landing a parry here, trying to build up some power, and then I will knock him down here to get the protection off, get the fury, go to SP2, throw it off. It does do a good amount of damage. We're back up to another special 2, and I'm just going to counter with it and finish him off. So that one went exactly how I hoped it would, and at this point I was feeling a little bit better. So next up is probably the most dicey fight of the war for me. It's a Modok on strike counter block penetration. Had some extensive discussions with MP Blaze and Char and some of my other buddies who know a lot more about the game than me about the best rotation here, and so we decided power start 1, pay attention to strike counter as much as possible and push to an SP3 when we're ready and try to just do damage that way, and repeat that as many times as necessary. So I start off here, I just want to build the disorient immunity early, so I go in for 1 hit. I'm just backing off. Here comes the disorient immunity. Now I'm going to parry and just slowly build power. Try to get power from the parries as well. Manage my strike counter. In retrospect, I probably would have thrown on the bleed suicides in the Kraven fight. So I'm dexing here so that I would have had a bit more damage off this SP3. But yeah, just sticking to the game plan here. And so now I'm going to push for the SP3 as fast as possible to mitigate the block penetration charges. And I'm going to do 1 more parry and then we're going to get there. So I think we got 5 or 6 block penetration charges, which isn't the end of the world. Hoping to get lucky on the debuff rolls on the SP3 here. And we do, we get the degen and the poison. Throw off a heavy, refresh those, get some damage in, and again, the game plan is supposed to be just build to another SP3, mitigate the block pen charges, but I make a pretty big mistake here. You'll see I opt to refresh these debuffs, and the second I did it, I was like, why did I do that? His block penetration charges are going to start stacking, so now I just have to be a little bit careful here, push to SP3 as fast as possible, but those charges are going to start stacking, and you'll see the block damage. Especially when I miss a parry there, it gets pretty high, 4,000 on that block, 2,800 on a parry. But we get to our SP3, throw this off, it does a good amount of damage, makes those debuffs permanent and potent, and from here I'm going to like just back off pretty much and let him tick down. I think I have to parry 1 more time, I'll throw a heavy and then back off and he goes down. So the game plan worked, some slight adjustments and it would have been even safer, but again, huge shout out to all the people that helped me out planning for that fight. That was the one I was probably worried about the most this war, and I just wanted to make sure that I went in and got it done for us. So get her done, move on to this Terrax. Back to more of a standard APOC fight because there's no auto block involved. I'm just going to build the SP2 with advanced power boost and throw that off and then just cycle specials. So should be very straightforward, should be a pretty easy fight here for Apocalypse. I wasn't worried about this one at all. But as always, gotta go in, gotta execute, so. Go in here, I'm gonna play around the rock field a little bit, just kind of let it tick down. Try not to take too much damage from it. And then we're gonna try to follow our strike counter as best as possible, get to that SP2. It's obviously immune to bleed. So here I could have medium light, but I actually, yeah, medium light into the SP2. Get some power back. Hopefully he throws this off here is the plan, and yes he does. So now I'm just going to hit him a little bit back off. Try not to take very much rock field damage, let that expire. I'm going to try to refresh these debuffs. I think no, I'm just going straight for the SP2. Probably could have refreshed the debuffs with the heavy there. Would have been probably slightly quicker, but that's okay. Parry. Couple hits, he's going to throw the SP1. I'm going to get to my next SP2 and finish things off. So, not perfectly played. Definitely could have optimized it a little bit with a refresh, but plenty of safety. And again, the game plan was totally effective. So, not mad about that fight at all. We're moving on to this Cap Sam, and this fight's pretty hilarious. I make one mistake, but I mean, if you allow a horseman cable to come here, kind of against anyone, they're just done. I'm running max despair, so I don't have to worry about buffet. I don't need any power. I'm just going to throw heavies, and he has an armor up on him, so I'm going to get double degens. So you'll see 4 degens. I'm immune to the bleed damage because I'm a horseman. And there's the 6 hits. I'm going to just block this SP1. Don't even want to bother with it. And there's my mistake. I throw a heavy because my spacing was bad, but it doesn't matter. He's dead in 6 hits. Yeah, absolutely ridiculous fight. And Cable there, I remember using him a lot there. Even when it was Silver Surfer, you just nuke. So that fight went well, and I'm pushing straight on. I'm gonna get some energy help from the boys on the left side. Shout out to King Dragonite. And I'm gonna push on to this Longshot. And this is my last fight of the war. So game plan here, parry, medium, light, medium, take specials on the block. You guys know I love my Dex dash in and Dex against Longshot, but there's just no room for mistakes, and so I want to play this as safely as possible here. And so I'm going to go in and medium, light, medium, take as many specials on the block as I can, build my temperature, and just slowly burn this guy to the ground. If you don't get hit by Longshot specials, you're never going to die in this fight. So again, that's why you should just block them. The less you can dex, the better. Avoid Mystic Dispersion. And just, yeah, try to play it as absolutely safe as possible. I'm not planning on dying again, especially in back-to-back wars. And so, go in here, add that tiny little 3k health just in case. Throw on my invulnerability boost, and keep it moving. So go into this fight, and we are going to just, again, follow the game plan that we're given as best as possible. You'll see I kind of abandoned the game plan a little bit at one point. So medium, light, medium. He's already starting to melt pretty quick, even with safeguard, because of that damage from Torch. You'll see there I don't follow the game plan. I dex one hit of that special. I should have just blocked it, but kind of instinctually dex that first part. Here you see, there I go to blocking it. And we're just gonna keep that up. Again, I cannot push him to SP3 here, and so I'm trying to bait out these SP1s. If he throws off the SP3, I'm probably gonna get stunned, and even with my invuln boost, he's gonna do a decent amount of damage to me. It's a pretty long stun, so just trying to bait SP1s. He's getting a little stingy here. He's got Pure of Heart. So now I'm going to back off, try to parry, try not to trigger Dex or Mystic Dispersion. Here I just decide, okay, I'm going to push him to SP2, and I'm going to try to leave myself as wide open as possible. Try not to trigger Dex, I don't want to push him to SP3. Backing up, leaving myself wide open, he throws off the SP2, perfect. Now we just got to re-parry in the corner, and we're going to go in with a combo or two and finish this fight off. So really awesome end to the war, worked out really well. Again, just followed the game plan, got that fight down, and yeah, that was my war. And I've just included kind of the end of this war here to kind of use as an outro. We are up 1 and watching a legend here take on this final Hulkbuster. I think we were kind of all watching it, hoping to get the win here. We're up 1, up on time, so all things considered, should be a win, and there you go. Legend solos it. We get the win, 8-7. Still some room to improve, but I felt good about my war. I did what I wanted to do. I came in, executed on the game plan that was given to me, and soloed all my fights. And you know, that's what my goal is every war, and especially after dying in my first war, I just wanted to go out and play solid, execute, and so really happy about this war, happy to get the win against ASR, happy to start 2-0, but appreciate you guys stopping by the channel, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe for future content, and I will see you in the next one. Later, everybody.